Hi all and welcome back to our LEGO Zoo MOC. So this one is part 4. Well done to everybody who spotted this guy in the previous episode. This was unfortunately the only way we can show what we're going to do today because all the animals are quite small. Now, when you think of a zoo, you always think of your big hitters, your lions, your tigers, elephants, bears, those kinds of animals. But you forget that they sometimes have cooler small animals as well, especially your reptiles and spiders. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing in today's episode. So just to give you a little bit of a sneak peek at what's happening. Now, my wife was busy building and prototyping the house while I was busy with all the other bits and pieces. And I think the final thing she got to was actually really cool because it fits nicely into the zoo and it's got some more mosaics on the side and small little enclosures and housings for those ones as well. Now, just a little bit of a disclaimer, if you have fear of spiders and of reptiles, maybe this one isn't for you, but you know, they are just made of plastic, so if you want to stick through it, just wanted to throw that out there. But I think let's get to it, and then we're also going to be paving some of the one side of our zoo, just to get that done. So the first part here was just figuring out the right size to build it on, and then what elements and bricks to use to create the cool enclosures for these animals. Then as always, we obviously needed to make sure that they have the right habitat with the plants and water leaders. And then it's pretty much the same story for the other side. A lot of the building process is always just figuring things out and trying to make it look special and nice. Also, one of the factors that played a big part here was scaling, because we had to kind of downsize it to make it so that it is for these smaller creatures, and it meant squishing in a lot of things into a very small space. Then it came time for puzzling out the roofing. So we used some cheese slips to create this cool pattern on top of it. And that just took quite a while to layer that together. And we wanted to put these roofs on hinge pieces just so that it makes it easier when we exhibit to show off the cool animals inside. And then we had to lay the cobblestones for our zoo. So this process also took quite a while, which is why we're showing it super fast here. But we wanted to create a uneven pattern just to give it a more of a realistic feel and not to make it too much of a planned out pathway. And as you can see, we already have some of the enclosures laid out. That is a spoiler for next week. And here's the final build. Now I think this one turned out really great. As you can see, we've got some more of the murals on the sides there. And they're turning it all the way around. Another one that side. But we also built this one smart, so we can show it off a little bit better. And if people just want to take a closer look. So, let's see if I can do that without breaking the whole thing. There we go. The house just lifts off. So for our first enclosure here, we have the beautiful chameleons. Now we purposely chose the green ones over the blue ones just because they blend in nicer with the leaves there. So you can kind of give that effect of them hiding, but also just see them better. Next to that, we have our blue lizard, aka Bruni from Frozen, and he's a little bit of a shy one, so he likes to hide under his rock there. Up next is a little yellow lizard. So that one reminds us a little bit more of a sun gazer, so we gave him a little bit of an open space and a leaf that he can chill on and just grab some sunlight there. On the other side, we've got a cool scorpion. So this Lego piece has been around for quite a while, but we definitely just needed to include one in our enclosures. And then we have 2 enclosures for spiders, one for brown, and there's 2 black ones in the other one. They just have some of that cool webbing from Spider-Man, and they like to climb up all over the walls as well. Then in our snake house, we've got 3 different colored snakes there to represent 3 different species, and just gave each of them a cool little different enclosure by using some interesting parts and pieces there. One even has the minifigure tree trunk headpiece as well. And here we have the 2 star snakes from our reptile house. So the cobra came with a minifigure character from that series, and then also the boa constrictor came in one of the latest animal rescue sets. That was the Ngidi piece that they just recolored to look like it has all the patterns across its body. And also just some close-ups of the mosaics to show off the beautiful sides. So just dropping it back into place. Now it's ready to go back into the zoo. And there we have a beautiful spider and reptile house for all of our smaller creatures. I think that one turned out pretty good, and it just fits so nicely within our zoo as well. And we also want to just dedicate this episode to our niece. Even when she was younger, she used to help out at the reptile park in Hoedspruit. And I think she will really enjoy seeing all the cool little creatures and critters there. But as always, like and subscribe if you're enjoying the zoo builds, and comment below which one of these is your favorite small creature. And then we'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.